Is consider the report of the Change in Government Committee. Alderman Janser.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our committee met and developed the recommendations which are contained in the ordinances and the two resolutions. I would move consent on those items.
Second.
Seconded by Hedberg.
Pull one.
Pull one? Yeah, thank you.
Pull
I was going
four.
to ask that for myself. Items 2, 3, and 4.
Pull four, please.
Pull 4. Items 2 and 3. Anybody in the audience care to have either items 2 or 3 pulled for discussion? Was that a yes? No. Okay, sorry. Seeing no one, call the roll on items 13-2 and 3.
Janser,
Yes.
Coulson,
Yes.
Lehner,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Padragula,
Yes.
Schuler,
Yes.
Sitma,
Yes.
Straight,
Yes.
Withis,
Yes.
Berg,
Yes.
Franzfog,
Yes.
Hedberg.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 13-1,
Mr. Mayor, I'd move the item.
Second.
seconded by Hedberg. I know Alderman Sitma asked to pull it, but I'm going to give my opinion, and then, and my opinion is very brief. It concerns two elements of this that I don't agree with, and it's in the words of my good friend and former Alderman Hatlett, it's not a hill I want to die on, but it's something I feel compelled to at least express my opinion, and that is on the compensation of the alderman and mayor. The increase I don't think is warranted, and it's in my humble opinion that if somebody is considering running for alderman and this is the reason why they're going to do it, then I probably don't want them to represent me. I think that the pay is should not be your primary motivation to serve the community, and I think that the compensation is adequate, but that's my humble opinion. Alderman Sitma.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and many of those words are exactly what I was going to reiterate, and I also want to send out my appreciation to all of the people that served on that committee. There was a lot of work done in a very quick manner and was done very efficiently. So with that, I would actually offer up an amendment to the motion to replace those compensations with the current pay schedule that is on our books.
Is there a second to the amendment? Seconded by Franzfog. Discussion on the amendment only. Discussion? Discussion? Anybody in the audience care to comment on this issue? Any further discussion? Call the roll on the amendment.
Sitma,
Yes.
Straight,
Yes.
Withis,
Yes.
Berg,
Yes.
Franzfog,
Yes.
Hedberg,
Yes.
Janser,
Yes.
Coulson,
Yes.
Lehner,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Padragula,
No.
Schuler.
Yes.
Excuse me, the motion is now amended. Discussion on the amended motion. Discussion on the amended motion. Any discussion? Call the roll. Sorry.
Janser,
Yes.
Coulson,
Yes.
Lehner,
Yes.
Olson, Padragula,
No.
Schuler,
Yes.
Sitma,
Yes.
Straight,
Yes.
Withis,
Yes.
Berg,
Yes.
Franzfog,
Yes.
Hedberg.
Yes.
Motion passes. 13-4, Alderman Janser.
Mr. Mayor, I move 4.
Second.
Seconded by, I'm sorry, Straight?
Straight.
Thank you. Alderman Padragula, did you care to comment on this motion?
Yes.
Well, you pulled it, so I'm
Yes,
assuming.
yes, thank you.
Yes.
I have some concerns here in terms of the committee of the whole process, and I think the general outcome here. I don't see it, although I see it as somewhat of an improvement, I don't see it quite as being responsive enough to the call for reform in city government. Some of the things I'm concerned about, for example, are the fact that there's no section for personal appearances on the order of business for the committee of the whole. It never explicitly states that citizen input is allowed or encouraged even, either on the committee of the whole or in the council. I think it's understood, but I'd feel more comfortable if it said that. Part of the reason I'm so concerned about some of these things, they may seem minor, is that we're really shrinking the size of the council. And I think with fewer voices, it's very important that we allow all voices to be heard and we allow adequate time for debate. For example, I noticed that we're still limiting people to speaking twice on any item of business apart from leave of the chair. We're still limiting people to 5 minutes. I don't see how, on a topic, I don't see how you can have a committee of whole discussion if you're limited to 5 minutes. I'm concerned, I think, in particular, again, about the openness of the process. I think one of the other aldermen had mentioned concerns earlier that about this issue of having all mayoral appointments approved, and it's not clear to me when I read number 8 of the proposal whether that really is what it says. It kind of implies it, but I feel more comfortable with that explicitly that all mayoral appointments need to be approved. What else? I think there's also the issue of participation electronically. I don't know if that's ever explicitly addressed. Again, if we have 7 people on the governing board, if we're missing one or two of them, it's going to be an issue. We may not have a quorum at times. With 14, if we're missing 1 or 2, that's not that big a deal. So I'd like to see the issue of electronic participation, included somehow explicitly. I think there's also a shortcoming in item number 2 where it says agenda items may be placed on the agenda by the mayor, council members, or department heads. I think it should obviously include the city manager. So I think there's some housekeeping things that need to be done there. I'm also concerned on number 3 that we're calling for unanimous consent to talk about any items in the committee of the whole that are not listed on the agenda. I think that's part of the purpose of the committee of the whole, so we can function more informally and we can discuss and perhaps start dealing with issues that come up. I agree they should be deferred until a formal council meeting for major action, but I think that binds the committee of the whole process a bit. So I think there needs to be some fine-tuning on some of these points. It's a step in the right direction, but it doesn't quite get there, I think, from my perspective.
Alderman Lehner?
Well, and Alderman Padragula was probably one of the few people in the whole city that attended almost every one of the meetings that we had. But one of the things that came out in those meetings, we know we're transitioning from 14 members on the council to 6 members on the council plus the mayor. And one thing we didn't want to do is basically hamstring the new council. We wanted to leave it open enough so that they would have the flexibility to function in a new manner because it's going to be a new council. And I think possibly by doing all the things that Alderman Padragula thinks should be done, I think we're dealing in the minutia. And I think a lot of those things, as the new council, starting in July, starts moving along, that they can establish some of those rules and regulations as it seems fit to apply to what they're doing at the time. We didn't want to basically hamstring on the stuff, and that was one of the reasons that we left it a little bit open like that. But I think, and as far as one of the sticking points seemed to be the mayoral appointments, but I believe that was implied succinctly enough in the resolution to take care of that. Just my thought.
Further discussion? Further discussion? Anybody in the audience? Further discussion? Call the roll.
Janser,
Yes.
Coulson,
Yes.
Lehner,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Padragula,
No.
Schuler,
Yes.
Sitma,
Yes.
Straight,
Yes.
Withis,
Yes.
Berg,
Yes.
Franzfog,
Yes.
Hedberg.
Yes.
Motion carries. That concludes your report, President Janser.
It does indeed.
Thank you,
Mayor.
sir. Thank you to the committee for that work. I wanted to pass on my thanks as well.